It's a heinous crime which police say happened right under a mother's nose.
A man faces charges today for sexually assaulting a young boy as his mom waited for him outside a movie theater restroom. Eyewitness News reporter Aaron Wright joins us now live on San Antonio's northeast side with the details.
And Aaron, what's the next step for the suspect?
Certainly, we are learning more about the suspect and the crime that's alleged to have happened here at the Santikos Rialto Theater. That young boy went to the restroom here, and that's where police say a 22-year-old man assaulted the boy. We want to warn you now that this report is graphic. On May 19th, a 7-year-old boy was at the movies with his parents and siblings. He asked to use the restroom, and that's when police say 22-year-old Christopher Branham took advantage of the boy. A court affidavit alleges Branham exposed himself to the boy and told the child to perform a sexual act on him. The boy told his mother, who informed police and theater staff. When police arrived, the boy told the same story and that the man was still in the theater. Branham was taken into custody and later released. May 24th, Bexar County officials produced an arrest warrant charging Branham with aggravated sexual assault of a child. Branham was arrested Wednesday and is facing 2 felony charges for child sexual assault.
And we reached out to Santikos theaters about this alleged crime and have not yet heard back.